Hi guys. So today I was thinking, let's do something a little different. Now, every time that I come up with a new recipe, it starts off in my head, it starts off stemming from my taste buds, what I'm craving, and I was thinking this time, I'm craving a pesto pasta. Now, I've made a bunch of creamy pesto pastas that are vegan, but usually I make them with nuts. So this time, I want to do something a little different. I want to make it a little bit more different. So we're gonna do it with a coconut cream, and I'm gonna try it out and we're gonna see how it goes, and if it goes great, then I will use the recipe and post it. So are you guys ready? Let's go. Now, normally when I'm cooking, I just make stuff up and I just start throwing stuff in the pot. Like, I don't, just whatever seems like it's gonna taste good, I just put it in there. And then what normally happens is I never wrote anything down, so then I actually have to replicate it without having actual recipe measurements. So this time I'm gonna actually take measurements so that we know what goes in this dish. It's the first for me, y'all. All right, for real, let's get to it this time. So here are the ingredients that we are gonna start with. Let's check them out. We have some sea salt, some pepper, an onion, you can use whatever kind you like, lemon or lime, coconut cream, a gluten-free pasta. This one's my favorite. And I like this one too because when you heat it up, it doesn't get mushy, like if you're gonna have leftovers. This one here, I also really like. It tastes good on the first day, but like if you're gonna do leftovers, I don't really know. It kind of could get a little mushy. We need some garlic. We have about a handful of basil, fresh basil, and a handful of parsley. Now, what I'm also just gonna add in, just because I like these things, is a portobello mushroom. I'm gonna cut this up, and then I also have some broccoli. All right, let's get started. So I have two pots here. I have one that I'm going to start boiling this water for the pasta noodles, and then I have an empty one, which is where I'm gonna start the sauce. So let's get started with the sauce. I'm not gonna use any oil. I'm actually just gonna put a little bit of coconut cream in there, and then I'm gonna saute the onions and the garlic. Oh, these onions are already against my eyes. It's a strong one. I have some of the coconut cream, and I am going to pour this into the bowl. Not all of it, just a little bit for us to saute these onions and garlic in. So about a third of it. I also just chopped up this mushroom in squares. You can chop it however you like. Now I'm gonna put all of this into the pot. So we got the garlic, the onions, and I should do this with my hands. All right. So you can also use oil if you'd like to saute the onions, the garlic, and the mushrooms, but I'm not going to use oil for this recipe, so we are going to use the coconut cream, which has natural oil in it. So I can already smell it cooking here. Just going to stir this up. Now you don't want this to burn. If you're using coconut cream, make sure that you keep it at it and keep stirring it, because it can start to like burn at the bottom. You can always add a little bit of water in there too, just a little bit, not too much. Turn this down on low, and we are going to get started on the pesto. I'm also going to turn on this water on high so that this can start boiling while our sauce is cooking. So we got two things going at once. So in order to blend this up, we are going to put these in the Vitamix. All right, make sure I got all of this. Okay, perfect. And then we're going to put the coconut cream in here too. Here I have the coconut cream. I just pour that in there, put the top on, and blend it. I got the top on there, and I am going to turn this on, and let's start it off on low. So this was on low. It's starting to kind of break everything down. So I am going to pour the pesto in now. I'm gonna turn this on higher now because we want this to start cooking the coconut flavor down. And so here we have the pesto blended. I'm gonna pour that all in. And then stir it. So this is also where I'm gonna add some broccoli florets. Just so they can, I just love broccoli, so it tastes always really good in pasta, so I'm gonna add, that's a good amount. Maybe too much for you, add however much you like, or you don't have to put any at all. And let this cook down now. So I'm gonna add a half a teaspoon of fresh cracked pepper. And I'm also going to add some Himalayan pink salt. It's about a little less than, it's like almost like a half a teaspoon. So that is starting to cook pretty good there, so I am going to turn that down on low. And now I am going to put the pasta, not all of it, just some of it in here for serving for me, but a little bit more maybe for leftovers. This only takes a few minutes, about 7 minutes to cook, so I'm just doing that much. I didn't measure it. You can determine however much you want based off of the servings on the package. Okay, so the broccoli is still a little bit tough. Now, if you like yours tough, then that's fine. But I'm going to taste this now and see what it needs, because I haven't added any lemon or lime yet, which I will be adding, but most likely at the end. I'm gonna squeeze some lime in here. I'd recommend using lemon, but I'm gonna try the lime because that's all I have. I don't have any lemon. This is a half a lime. Now I'm going to add the other one. And then we'll stir this up. So I just got a little bit of the sauce and I'm going to taste it in front of you guys to see if I think it needs anything. Ooh. Mmm. It's really good. It's really good. I don't think it needs anything. I think if you're one of those people that really like a lot of basil, I would add another handful. But other than that, like, this is really good. I can't wait to try it with the pasta now. I'm gonna turn this off. And then this is still boiling, so once these are done, we can top it off with the sauce. And I'll do a taste test. So I just took the noodles out and I put them in my bowl here. I have my sauce ready and I'm just gonna scoop the sauce out on top. My pasta noodles. My gluten-free pasta noodles at that. Let's get a little more sauce. All right, y'all. How does that look? Let's try it now. Okay, so here we have it. I just want to make sure I get some noodles in here with it. It's still pretty hot. This one isn't as it feels a lot lighter than the last pasta dish that we did. So even though it's creamy, it feels like much lighter. I'm not sure if that's because we have like less spices or whatnot, but it's still very flavorful and very good. Like I said, if you like a lot of the basil flavor, I would add one more cup, and that's gonna be it. But it's kind of hard to find like fresh basil, so I know that Trader Joe's always has it. So I'm gonna get some from there if you like. It's really, really good. And so make sure that you add that lemon or lime. Like, you can even add some at the end right before you put it in here. It gives it like, it offsets that creaminess and it's just like so good. Feels so like
comforting. I feel like pasta is so comforting. But anyways, I'm glad you guys got to try this recipe out with me. I mean, this is how I make stuff up. It's just usually I don't write anything down, but I tried to calculate everything while I was, you know, making it so you guys can understand the measurements. But that's basically how I do it. Like, even when it comes to the basil, like knowing how much basil to put, I know that some people may like their pesto like really pesto-y, and I would definitely add that extra cup of like basil. I just didn't have any more, but I would have added it. Anyways, so I'm gonna finish stuffing my face as usual. I hope you guys really took something from this recipe, and I hope you guys make it. And if you try it, make sure to tag me. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.